Polytechnic University of the Philippines, the country's first Polytechnic U. PUP is a state-run university governed by the Republic Act 8292, known as the Higher Education Modernization Act of 1997, and its implementing rules and regulations contained in the Commission on Higher Education Memorandum Circular No. 4, Series of 1997. It is home to more than 70,000 students, making it the largest state university in the Philippines in terms of student population. It is the university's commitment to give qualified and talented students access to quality and responsive education to aid them in the achievement of their dreams and the improvement of their lives. True to its commitment of making education accessible to all, the university has strategically established campuses and branches all over Luzon. PUP boasts of its roster of 1,483 full-time and part-time faculty members and 707 administrative employees. The faculty members and employees perform the collective goal of training, servicing, and supporting the university's stakeholders. From its humble beginnings in 1904, PUP was originally established as the Manila Business School primarily for the training of personnel for government service and to provide skills needed for private employment. 4 years later, the Manila Business School was renamed Philippine School of Commerce or PSC and merged with the Philippine Normal School from 1933 to 1946. Through the virtue of Republic Act 778, PSC was renamed to Philippine College of Commerce or PCC in 1952. In April 1, 1978, PCC was converted into a chartered state university now known as the Polytechnic University of the Philippines by virtue of Presidential Decree Number 1341. PUP truly has come a long way from a business school to a premier polytechnic university, the very first in the country. Every year, around 50,000 graduating high school students, mostly from economically challenged families, take the Polytechnic University of the Philippines College Entrance Test or PUPSET and hope to become one of the 10,000 who will be given a chance to be new PUPians. At present, the university offers more than 80 programs in the graduate and undergraduate levels with its strategic direction of making the colleges vertically articulated. Graduate School, College of Accountancy and Finance, College of Arts and Letters, College of Architecture and Fine Arts, College of Business Administration, College of Communication, College of Computer and Information Sciences, College of Education, College of Engineering, College of Law, College of Political Science and Public Administration, College of Social Sciences and Development, College of Science, College of Tourism, Hospitality and Transportation Management, College of Human Kinetics, Institute of Technology. PUP further strengthens its open university system through expanded tertiary education equivalency and accreditation program and the non-traditional system program. It caters to borderless educational system that aims to reach many learners as possible. For more than a century of existence, countless outstanding achievements have raised PUP to the level of a national comprehensive university. With a vision to transform the university into an epistemic community, PUP subscribes to the idea that a university should have an extensive research and extension development culture. Each year, PUP surpasses national passing rate in licensure examinations and ranks among the top in different academic disciplines. PUP has also institutionalized academic exchange and international cooperation with various countries all over the world through its Office of International Affairs. Today, PUP is relishing its successes and its students are enjoying unprecedented academic opportunities. An enhanced campus environment, upgraded colleges, nationally and internationally recognized programs. It has gone far from what it was more than a century ago. This is mainly due to the support given by the government, the PUP community, and its benefactors. With the combined efforts, PUP will continue to be a partner in nation building and in poverty alleviation for the marginalized sector of the society, with quality, responsive, and relevant education as a tool. PUP, the country's first Polytechnic U.
Emerson is a global technology and engineering leader. We operate in over 150 countries. We are 110,000 employees worldwide. And here in the Philippines, we have over 2,000 employees.
My name is Vicky Florento. I'm from Dell Philippines. I'm handling the university relations and services hiring.
Pag-asa Steel supplies concrete reinforcing bars to the Philippines' booming construction industry. We have been the leading supplier of quality steel bars for the past 52 years.
EGS is an Algorica company. It is one of the fastest growing BPO companies in the Philippines right now.
I'm Cecil Venancio, and I'm Branding and Communications Director of Sykes Asia.
We don't decide whether you're from a top-tier university or a state university. We decide based on our assessments that includes exams and interviews. Having said that, a lot of Dell's workforce in the Philippines are from PUP.
55 to 80 hires annually, those coming from PUP alone. And as a matter of fact, 14 of the homegrown employees who started from staff and supervisors have been promoted.
Currently, we have 13 employees from the PUP. They're working in a different field, so most of them are an engineer, some are in sales, most of them are in the higher position.
There's a huge pool of students that we can really harvest from, and we know the reputation that they bring. So we're glad that we have a university like PUP that we can rely on for our future employees.
I love the graduates of PUP. They're not only fun to work with, but you can rely on them. They are very, very dependable.
PUP graduates are an exact match and fit to Pag-asa Steel's mission and vision.
The reason why we prefer the PUP graduates is the fact that we noticed that they have a common denominator, very hardworking. See, whatever happens, they'd still work. Even if it's raining, they'd still come to work. You give them additional tasks, they'd accept it. They are resilient.
Very passionate aside from being resilient, because we can see that they're very dedicated with their jobs. And we've seen a lot of PUP graduates, not just in one department.
They turn out to adapt very well and adjust well to our company here in the Philippines. They're productive employees and they stay with us for a long time.
Stand out sa PUP graduate is their loyalty sa company. Integrity and ethics, drive for results, intellectual capacity, and adaptability. So when we hire PUPians, they have this kind of competencies.
Of course, they're very intelligent people, responsible in a sense, because whenever we meet these graduates and we ask them what are their future plans, they would always come up with answers like helping out their family, or because I'm done with school, I'll help out another sibling. So you would know already that these kids, even before they actually embark on certain work, they already have goals in mind.
They're not maarte, no? Whatever you give them, they know that if it's for the purpose of the job, they will do it. And so they have, they're the ones that survive the challenges of work. They don't shirk away from responsibilities. They're the type who, whatever the job requires, they're up for the challenge.
PUPNs enable people everywhere to grow and thrive.
PUP is one of the pillars of the nation because it is an institution that provides good graduates, people who really contribute to the success of the community or to the success of the country.
To all the people associated with PUP, if you're a graduate, congratulations, and you should be proud of yourselves. For those of you that are students, please continue the tradition, the proud legacy that your school has. Some of you, PUP, you work for us now. We appreciate you. We know you're good employees. For those of you that might work for us in the future, please consider us. We'd love to have you. We know that you make a great employee for Emerson.
PUPNs, bring everything you are. If you have big ideas, let's talk. Come work where passion meets possibility. You can visit jobs.del.com for opportunities.
To pursue your dreams and work hard for whatever endeavor you will choose. And in the event that you will choose to apply in one of the fastest BPO companies in the Philippines, I would like to invite you to apply in EGS, an Alorica company, because our doors are open for all of you.
To all the PUPNs, let's create the size of smile together.
Smart is very happy to have PUP graduates now enjoying their career and let them live more.
Hashtag Sites to PUP. We will support you in more ways than one.
Tara na, maging magkasama na tayo. Mabuhay ang PUP.
Noon pa man, malaki na ang naging bahagi ng mga kababaihan sa lipunang Pilipino. Kaisa sila sa marubdob na paghahangad ng kalayaan ng ating lahi. Kabilang sila sa paglinang ng ating makulay na sining at mayamang kultura. Kasapi sila sa pagtataguyod ng mga adhikain ng kapwa mamamayan at sa pagtugon sa mga pangangailangan ng lipunan. Katuwang sila sa pagtuklas sa mga larangan ng agham at medisina. Kapanalig sila sa pagpapairal ng batas, karapatan at katarungan para sa lahat. Kabahagi sila sa paglilingkod sa bayan at sa pagpapanatili ng demokrasyang Pilipino. Sa paglipas ng panahon, hindi nagmaliw ang kanilang pag-ibig sa ating inang bayan. Mga kababayan, ito ang alay ng mga kababaihang Pilipino para sa bayan. Tumayo po tayong lahat at sabay-sabay nating awitin ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Hi, I'm Engineer Florinda H. Oquindo, Director of the Alumni Relations and Career Development Office. The role of our office is to keep connections among students and alumni, provides complete range of services to students, alumni, and employers in the area of career development, graduates and professional schools preparations, employee relations, and campus recruitment. We also provide alumni and students with the tools and resources to help find success in all professional endeavors. To all freshmen, please come and visit us. Our office is located at N209 North Wing, 2nd floor.
Isang magandang umaga sa ating mga kaisko at kaiska na nandito ngayon. So, by the way guys, this is our second session. So, nakapangalawang session na tayo ng ating Online Career Service Examination Review Course or Civil Service Review Course. So, ngayon, meron tayong, ang topic na natin is English. So, syempre, di ba, lagi namang part ng kahit anong examination ang English. So, hindi ko na, gaya ng ginawa ko last time, in-introduce ko pa ang civil service. Alam ko ngayon na itong mga nandito ay, syempre, ito na yung mga taong last time umattend din ng ating civil service examination review na mathematics naman at current events. Tama ba? So, ano ba ang Career Service Examination known as the Civil Service Examination? So, ang Civil Service Examination ay ang examination kung saan normally kinakondukto ng civil service ng 2 beses lang sa loob ng isang taon. Ito yung test kung saan nagdi-determine kung qualified tayo mag-work sa public service. Ano ba ang passing score ng civil service? Ang passing score po ng civil service ay dapat 80%. Pero nag-grant sila ng additional 10% dun sa mga examinees na na-meet yung course like actually dinidiscuss naman po ito sa inyo yung mga sorry. Okay. Merong at least 10 years serving in the government. Sino pa yung pwedeng mag-apply ng civil service? So normally po, pwede pong mag-apply basta ang isang tao is 18 years and above at the age of filing. Meron siyang good moral character at hindi pa nakukonvict sa kahit anong crimes na nag-i-involve ng moral turpitude or graceful attitude or disgraceful attitude. So, paano natin malalaman kung pumasa tayo sa civil service examination? Siyempre, di ba normally may announcement po ang civil service examination. May 2 uri tayo ng civil service na tinitake. One is the paper and pencil. Ito yung gagawin ngayong August. And the other one is the COMEX or the computerized civil service examination which is conducted normally sa main office. So, syempre, ito na yung mga exam na nagtitake, ito na yung mga time na nagre-review tayo, lalo na yung kukuha sa PPT. So, the professional test is composed of 3 hours and 10 minutes. So, di ba? Ganun katagal. Okay? So, to know more about the Civil Service Examination and Advisory, you may visit the Civil Service Examination po or the Civil Service Commission website. Okay, so I'm Professor Jane S. Pulma of the Alumni Relation and Career Development Office and I will be your moderator for today's event. So, meron po tayo, let me discuss first our webinar etiquette. Okay, may dalawa tayong uri ng attendees sa webinar na to. Yung unang attendees natin ay yung attendees natin na nandito po sa Zoom. So good morning guys, good morning sa inyong lahat. Please do remember to keep your microphone always on mute while the webinar proper is ongoing. And please do remember that this webinar is currently on live stream. Pwede kayong makipag-interact. Normally po our reviewer, mas gusto nila yung active interaction. So, pwede kayong sumagot once at pwede kayong mag-react, pwede kayong mag-heart shape. And at the same time, halimbawa may pinapasolve naman sa inyo, pwede naman po kayong, or may multiple choice, may pinapipili sa inyo, pwede naman po kayo na sumagot via Zoom chat. Or pwede naman, kung may tanong, you may raise your hand and interact with our reviewer. So, next one, para naman sa ating stream participants. So, sino ba ang ating stream participants? So, ang stream participants natin, ito yung nasa PUP Career Center Facebook page natin. So, good morning guys. Good morning sa inyong lahat. Maghapon na naman po tayo ngayon na nakatutok para balikan ang ating mga pinag-aralan simula pa umpisa na at sana itong ginagawa namin ay makatulong sa inyo sa pagpasa nyo sa ating civil service examination. So, para sa stream participants, you may use the comment section para kung may mga question kayo, gusto nyo makipag-interact. But, please note to introduce yourself with your name, course, and section po. By the way, ini-include po namin yung mga interaction nyo and at the same time, yung mga question nyo, binabato rin po natin sa ating mga speaker or ating mga reviewer. So para sa lahat, makakakuha kayo ng digital certificate para sa buong course na to na marirelease 2 to 3 weeks after the conduct ng event na to. Pero ngayon, dahil 6 or 5 session tayo kasama si mock review, meron po tayong mock exam at the end of the session. Online po yon at syempre hahasain na natin, naka-time limit na rin po yung exam nyo. Diba? Para preparation na natin yon. So, i-release po namin ang certificate on the yung link on the last part, okay? So, makaka-receive po lahat na nakakumpleto. At syempre, yung sumagot sa mock examination, dun sa ating ng digital certificate composed of 40 hours. So, pwede nyong ilagay sa resume nyo ito. Okay. So, without any further ado, ipapakilala ko na po ang ating speaker or ang ating reviewer ngayon. So, para at least, di ba, medyo matagal ang review session nyo. So, let me welcome Ms. Melanie Jimenez Reyes, Ms. Melay, from the College of Education who will discuss about verbal ability on English. Okay, so guys, EOP daw tayo ngayon, ha? Okay, so guys, pwede nyo naman bigyan si ma'am ng isang masigabong virtual clap. Ayan, ma'am. Gising sila. Ma'am, may Facebook po tayo ha. Nasa Facebook din po yung iba. Okay, you may take away the virtual floor na po, Miss Melay.
Thank you so much po, Ma'am Jane, and good morning, everyone, and welcome to our verbal ability review for the civil service examination. So, allow me to share my screen. And so I'm very thankful kay Miss Jane because she already did the intro, no, some of the reminders that I would also like to reiterate for today's session. So I also, she also told me that most of the participants here are students, some are admins, no, and I very much affirm your desire to take this civil service exam, no, for I believe for many reasons. And so this would be about verbal ability. Ayan. So, by the way, I'm assistant professor at PUP COED. Also, I do reviews, no, but usually I do let review at part-time reviewer for Top Rank Review Center. That's for licensure examination for teachers. I believe it's the same naman for the CS review. So we have Jill's here, we do question and answer. And then later on, we'll do your online mock exam. So, just to give you encouragement, no, in James 1:5, it says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. So I know some of you na marami kayong ginagawa, or some of you are working, and yet you find the time for the civil service, right? And supposedly ngayon ay nagpapahinga tayo, di ba? But we're here because we want to achieve something, di ba, for our future endeavor. So, yeah, so we can ask the Lord, no, for wisdom. Kasi sabi dito, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. So sabi din sa Joshua 1:9, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And some of you may feel na baka hindi pumasa sa civil service, no? That's valid. And valid yung fear na yan, yung emotion na yan, no? But the Lord commands us to not be afraid, no? And believe that you will pass the civil service exam. So can you give a heart react to those verses, no? If you believe that verse, no, claim it for yourself that you will pass the civil service exam. Ayan. So for this session, we would have content, no? So quick lang naman yung iba dito, no? So there would be grammar and usage, vocabulary, paragraph organization, and reading comprehension strategy. So for today's session, there will be Q&A, there will be drills, and we will answer together some of the drills. So like what Miss Jane told us, no, I encourage you to really participate, to focus. Okay, so I hope that you are in a conducive environment where you can focus, no? And of course, honesty is the best policy because we are in an online session. So I wouldn't know if you search for answers, diba, sa Google man or kung ano mang platform. So let's be honest, no? And if you don't know the answer, it's okay, no? You can review that later. Alright, so are we all ready? Pwede ko bang malaman, by the way, kung nasaan kayo ngayon, no? Can you chat, no? The area kung nasaan kayo ngayon. Yan, may mga nasa Bulacan, Quezon City, Bulacan. Ayan, so kahit na magkakalayo tayo, no, I hope, ayan, may mga nasa Quezon Province pa. Wow, Tacloban. Hello, Northern Samar, Camarines Sur. Ayan, Negros Oriental. So very ano naman pala, no? Ayan, good job everyone for coming here, no, kahit na nasa malayo tayo. And ayan, I hope, no, na we pray na okay yung ating mga internet connection. Okay, so kapag na-disconnect, no, pasok lang ulit. Okay, so may mga nasa Pasig, yan, Caloocan. Ako ngayon ay nasa Santa Mesa, Manila. So ang bahay ko ay dito lang sa tabi lang ng PUP, no? Ayan, so okay, can you give me a thumbs up if you are ready to start? Ayan, thumbs up naman dyan if ready na kayo. Ayan. So, by the way, these information, these are very basic, no? And some of you student pa lang naman kayo, so fresh pa siya sa inyo, no? So, but actually, no, sometimes yun nga actually basic yung nakakalimutan natin pagdating sa mga examination. No? We think that mahirap, no? Pero in fact, basic lang yung mga items doon sa ating examination. And the reason mahirap siya dahil nakalimutan na natin siyang i-review. So you're doing a good job knowing more about the basics, lalo na sa English, no? Sa English. And usually the government has item banks, no? Ano ibig sabihin ng item banks, no? May mga ready na sila, no, na mga items na usually, no, kinukuha na lang nila sa bank nila, no? Nauulit siya minsan, no? So bumili talaga kayo ng mga reviewer kasi may mga times na baka maulit yung mga tanong. Okay? And basic siya. So, I encourage you to take your learning hats on for now, no? Kahit na feeling nyo, alam nyo na to, no? Right now, I want you to, yun nga, focus sa basics. Kasi usually basics ay very important and yun yung lumalabas pa. And sometimes yun yung nakakalimutan natin. So, ayan. So, if may mga tanong kayo, no, just ask questions. So, what are the grammatical categories that we're gonna take a look at? So we have 9 grammatical categories. We also call this parts of speech. So we have nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, pronouns, articles, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. So malamang, no, naririnig nyo to or familiar na kayo dito. But we're gonna take a look at the form, meaning, and use of each grammatical category. So sa form, ayan, so ano ba yung structure or construction of that specific grammatical element? Meaning, it's about what the form is trying to communicate or what the semantic, the meaning, the content, and the use, no, how do we use it in real life context? Or it's about what the form is trying to, mali lang nasa PPT ko, but use is about real world application of each grammatical content. So, first would be articles. Okay. So, familiar ba kayo kung ano ang articles? No? Can you give me example sa mga familiar na sa articles? No? Example of an article. Ayan, meron ba? So, ano ba ang articles, no? It's lesser known grammatical category. But the articles, no? Sila yung mga a, and, the. So they are determiners or they are noun markers, meaning ang function niya is to specify if the noun is general or specific in its reference. So kailan ba natin ginagamit ang a? Kailan natin ginagamit ang an? And kailan natin ginagamit ang the? Okay? So we have 2 types of articles. We have indefinite articles. So ano yung mga indefinite articles? Sila yung a and an. So basically we use it before nouns that begins with a consonant. Okay? So an naman is used before nouns that begin with a vowel. So an apple, an electric fan, diba? So the a table, a chair. And we use it for more general vague nouns. So, hand me a pencil. Okay, pencil. Pero iba kasi pag sinabi mo na hand me the GPEC pen. No? So, that's more definite, yung the. So, a pen, is more indefinite, no, for vague reference. So, it could be an elephant, a dog, a chair, an apple. And of course, it's only used with singular objects. Okay, and also think of replacing a or an with one. And also used when first mentioning something, or a butterfly landed on my dog's nose. So the butterfly was pink. So dito sa sentence na to, the first, kaya na ginamit yung a, it's more vague, diba? A butterfly landed on my dog's nose. The butterfly was pink. Now, naging the dito sa second sentence because it's more definite now. Now, the person is referring to, no, the butterfly that she previously encountered. Okay, nagets ba? So, iba kasi pag sabi mong I saw the president, 'di ba? So, who's president? President Duterte, 'di ba? So, the is more definite. So when we do not use articles, so we don't use indefinite articles. Again, what are the indefinite articles? The a or an in front of non-countable nouns. So these include abstract concepts like happiness, harmony. So we don't say a harmony or a sadness. Okay. The definite article can be used if indicating the instance in which it occurred. So the sadness she felt at his passing. So may mga exception naman sa rule, no? Pero basic, no? Don't use indefinite articles in front of non-countable nouns. Okay, so we don't use indefinite articles with nouns that are described in quantities. So like, for example, liquid or large amount of small solids such as beans. So we don't say a sand, a dirt. Okay, we can instead use the brown dirt or the cold water. So when being general, okay, so I like water. So cats are small. So instead of saying I like a water, just say I like water. So these are some of the example. I am happy. So instead of saying give me a water, just say give me a glass of water. So there's a quantifier involved. Or the water is cold. Okay, so I am happy to see the Susie. Okay, that's not that's incorrect. So I am happy to see Susie. All right, so there is of course some exceptions, sabi ko nga kanina. So some non-countable nouns can take the indefinite article. Like for example, we came to an understanding. Okay, and other exceptions. Okay, if the name of a location is descriptive and contains a countable noun, use the definite article. So example, the United States of America, the writing center. Okay, if a name is being described as though it is a countable noun, it can take the definite article. So the Clear Lake, or you're not behaving like the Brandon that I. Okay, basically, not to keep it simple, a or an, they are indefinite article. Okay, and we use them for singular objects, no, and vague, we use them for singular objects. Ano pa yung pwede nating, yan, singular objects, and always replace a or an with one, and that's how you know if it needs indefinite or definite. So for definite article, that's for a more specific reference, like proper nouns, okay, or nawala lang ang aking indefinite. Okay. Wala akong example sa definite. Pero ang definite, again, ang definite article ay for specific, definite reference. Okay, example would be proper nouns. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, do you have questions? So indefinite article, a and an, and the definite article would be the. All right, so it's very important that you know how to use it in a sentence. So for example, correct the following sentences by adding or removing articles where necessary. So I want you to use your Zoom chat for this. Okay, so I'll give you 2 minutes, no, kaya yan. 2 minutes, no, to answer this, no, and I want you to put your answers sa Zoom chat, yung 1 to 5 na. 1 to 5 na answer. Okay, timer starts now. So pag Pag tapos na kayo, copy-paste nyo lang yung inyong answer sa Zoom chat. Yung 1 to 5 na, 1 to 5. All right, please show your answers. All right. How about the others? 30 seconds left. All right, let's reveal the answer. So here are the corrected sentences. So here I am reading an interesting book about history. So that's correct. So she is the best student in the class. Okay, so this one is referring to a particular best student. No, you cannot say she is a best student in class. Okay, we had a dinner at a new restaurant last night. So this one, number 3, medyo confusing siya kasi no, it depends pa rin sa context, no? So some would usually we had a dinner at the new restaurant last night, no? Pwede niyang isunod yung pangalan ng restaurant. No, pero since walang context, no, the correct answer would be we had a dinner at a new restaurant because no, we're referring to for now, no, some restaurant. Okay, so he has a cat and a dog, so the cat is very playful. And number 5, okay, they went on vacation to Europe. Okay, bakit hindi okay yung they went on a vacation to Europe? Okay, so very Philippine English kasi yung they went on a vacation to Europe, diba? Pero vacation kasi is what? Non-countable kasi yan. Okay, so we don't use article before non-countable noun. So they went on vacation to Europe. Okay, so tayong mga Pilipino lang ang they went on a vacation to Europe. Okay, so please be careful with your an and the. Okay, so let's proceed to nouns. So when we say nouns, a noun is a word used to name a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. So you know this already, diba? Persons, places, things, ideas. So a proper nouns, okay, places, things, ideas. So these are some examples. Okay, so what are the list of nouns? We have common nouns, proper nouns, abstract nouns, concrete, countable, uncountable. So parang dami. Compound, collective, singular, plural, and possessive nouns. So these are examples as well. Ayan, and we will differentiate with one another. We will differentiate the following as we proceed. So what are the common nouns and proper nouns? So a common noun is a general name for a person. Common, okay? A general name. A proper noun. Okay, so by the way, when you review pala, no, since sobrang dami talagang information, ano lang siya, magkumuha lang kayo ng isang keyword. Okay? One to two keyword, no? Common noun. Pag sabing common, general. Okay? You associate. No? Pag sabing proper, specific. Okay, discarding yun actually kasi hindi nyo naman makakabisado lahat ng definition. Okay, so proper nouns also begin with a capital letter. Common nouns begin with a capital letter only when they come at the beginning of a sentence. So for example, common noun would be home, right? So proper nouns, no? Just give the title of the home. Nation. Common noun, nation. But there are specific nations like Canada, Philippines. Athlete, okay? Ship, newspaper, okay? But there are corresponding proper names to the following common nouns. Okay, when we say concrete and abstract, concrete, okay, would be, anong pwede natin i-associate sa concrete? Okay? Senses, right? Perception, nahahawakan, sight, hearing, taste, touch, or smell. And abstract, no, when I say abstract, idea, feeling, a quality, or a characteristic. All right, so concrete nouns would be, okay, telephone. Telephone is also a common noun, but it's also a concrete noun. So please be careful of the overlapping. Hindi siya isa lang yung category niya, 'di ba? So stone is, a common noun, but it's also a concrete noun. So kapag dun sa exam, may dalawa siyang like for example, stone. What is a stone? A concrete noun or a common noun? Okay, so you look for specific. So I would answer there, it's a concrete noun kasi yun yung mas tama sa kanya. Okay, sometimes may ganon pero hindi naman siya madalas. Like rain, is it a common noun or a concrete noun? So I would answer concrete noun kasi yun yung niya, specific. So abstract would be knowledge, diba? Love, humor, these are characteristics, quality. Okay. A compound noun is two or more words. So pag sabing compound, two or more words, used together as a single noun. So the parts of a compound noun may be written as one word, as separate words, or as hyphenated words. So there are compound nouns na one word. Okay, so paano nyo malalaman ang part of speech kung saan ang seafood? Diba? Doon sa pangalawang noun. Like for example, seafood. Ano ba yung food? Ba ano siya? Kumbaga ano yung main niya. Okay, dito nyo siya malalaman sa pangalawa. Filmmaker. So tao ito, filmmaker. Right? So there are also compound nouns na separate words. Okay? But definitely ano lang siya, isa lang siya, no? And hyphenated word like the following. All right. So mapapansin nyo din by the way sa grammar, no? Hindi siya ngayon kasi may tinatawag tayong descriptive grammar and prescriptive grammar. So ano ibig sabihin nun? So yung descriptive grammar, ito yung ginagamit ng mga natives, diba? So that when we study grammar, kasi ito yung tamang sagot kasi ito yung ginagamit ng Amerika, the way they talk eh. Okay? Pero tayo as nagre-review, doon tayo sa prescriptive grammar kasi pag descriptive, iba-iba talaga ang gamit, diba? Ng wika ng mga nila, diba? Even tayo naman sa Tagalog, iba-iba tayo ng paggamit ng Tagalog, 'di ba? So sinasabi na mali ka ng Tagalog, okay? Pero depende kasi 'yun sa context. Pag sabing prescriptive, ito yung mga standardized, ng mga nasa libro na kailangan nating sundin. Okay? And usually sa mga exam naman, hindi nila inaano kung descriptive ba, yung kung ano ba yung tamang paggamit based sa oral, pero pero prescriptive tayo, no, kung ano yung na-standardize na. So like for example, ano ba, actually madalas yun sa verb eh. So she yung paggamit ng ain't and won't, 'di ba? She ain't, okay, she won't, okay. So sabi mas tama daw yung ain't kasi ganun sinasalita naman ng mga foreigner. Pero won't kasi yung standardized. So we use won't, for example. Okay, going back, no, a collective noun is a word that names a group. Okay, so what are the examples? Faculty, family, earth. Okay, so tayo, since hindi naman tayo native speakers of English, no, kailangan talaga nating, no, lawakan yung vocabulary natin sa mga ganito, lalo na sa mga content word. Okay, so ngayon pa lang na nag-review kayo, no, magbasa kayo, no, ng mga list ng mga collective nouns, no. There might be some item na hindi nabanggit dito kasi napakaraming collective noun, but definitely when you say collective noun, okay, it acts as a group or as as an entity. So hindi lang ito yung mga collective nouns, marami pang ibang collective nouns, and it's your responsibility, no, to review more, no, what else ano pa yung mga collective nouns. Okay, so do you have questions? Okay, questions. So please don't hesitate to ask questions if may mga magulo. All right, so let's proceed to our drill. So identify and classify each noun, whether it is proper, is it common noun, is it abstract, is it complete, is it countable, is it uncountable noun, is it collective? Okay, so again, 2 minutes. Okay, please show your answers. Okay. All right, how about the others? 30 seconds left. Okay. Okay. So the answers would be, ayan. So committee, that's definitely collective. Democracy is abstract. Einstein developed the theory. Okay, yung theory lang yung naka-highlight. So theory is also what? May iba dito, proper. Yung theory of relativity, no, that's a proper. 'Di ba? Pero since theory lang yung inano ko dito, okay, anong pwedeng pagpilian? It could be a common or abstract. Okay, so common lang siya or abstract, yun lang ang pagpipilian. Suitcases, okay, that's common. And water can be uncountable at the same time concrete. Alright, so, ayan. Okay, now let's proceed to pronouns. So what are the pronouns? So a pronoun is a word used in place of one noun or more than one noun. So ang pagsabi kong pronoun, lagi ko lang tatandaan dyan is, ano siya, kahalili siya ng ng noun. Or kumbaga substitute siya ng noun. Yun lang naman. And example, when Kelly saw the signal, Kelly pointed the signal out to John. Kasi sometimes, hindi naman pwede na walang kapalitan yung noun. Kasi, yung noun. Kasi mauulit siya. So, I think of pronoun as substitute talaga. So the word that a pronoun stands for is called its antecedent. So ano yung antecedent? Okay, so the word that a pronoun stands for. So for example, Mark read the book and returned it to the library. So ano yung antecedent nung it? Diba? May natawag sa tayong pronoun antecedent agreement. So kailangan nag-agree sila. So, photographers themselves. So, ano yung antecedent, di ba, ng themselves? Photographers. Okay, so a personal pronoun. So, refers to the one speaking. So, it could be a personal pronoun can be first person, second person, or third person. So, these are examples of personal pronoun. May mga first person, okay? Ano yung mga yon? I, me, my, mine. First person plural, we, us, our, ours. Okay? Second person singular, you, your, yours. Okay? Second person plural, ganun din. And third person singular, he, him, his, she, her, hers, it, and its. And third person plural, they, them, their, and their. So these are examples. Okay, may bell ringer tayo pero sige, sagutan na lang din natin to. So without using your notes, give an example for each of the following nouns. Kayo naman ngayon na magbigay ng example for these nouns. Sige, I'll give you 2 minutes again. Okay, can you show your answers now so we can proceed? Okay, can you flash your answers? Ayan. So, si Nicole, French fries for compound noun, family for collective, proper noun, London, concrete noun, dog, abstract noun, freedom. Siguro sa dog, no, pwede mo itong palitan pa ng mas concrete noun. Common noun kasi pwede concrete common noun yung dog, no, mas pasok siya sa common noun. Pero ano pa yung ibang concrete noun? Siguro bigas, di ba? Yan, bigas siguro. Di pa ba? Seafood, team, US, yan, water, theory. Yan. Ano pa ba ang mga concrete noun? Ayan, sige. Thank you for your participation. Okay. So after personal pronoun, we also have reflexive and intensive pronoun. So, huwag kayong malilito dito. So, pag sabing reflexive pronoun, it refers to the subject and directs the action of the verb back to the subject. Yung intensive pronoun, ang style lang dito is, malalaman mo na intensive pronoun siya na if tinanggal mo siya doon sa sentence ay complete pa rin yung thought. Pero yung reflexive pronoun, hindi mo siya pwedeng tanggalin kasi mawawala yung thought ng sentence. So, for example, ano ba yung mga types of reflexive and intensive pronoun? First person, yun, myself, ourselves. Second person, yourself, yourselves. Third person, himself, herself, itself, themselves. So, for example, this one. John wrote himself a note as a reminder. So, sabi sa reflexive, a reflexive pronoun refers to the subject and directs the action of the verb back to the subject. So, directs the action of the verb back to the subject. Okay? So, ano dito yung action of the verb, diba? Wrote. Okay? And himself, okay, Juan wrote himself a note as a reminder. So, that's the thought, no, na siya mismo nagsulat nung kanyang note. So, for example, dito sa intensive, no, kahit tanggalin mo actually yung herself, okay lang, no? Andun pa din yung kanyang thought, no? Actually, yung sa reflexive, ayan, like for example, dito, pag tinanggal mo kasi dito yung themselves, mawawala na siya ng thought. Pero dito sa two examples, parang kahit tanggalin mo siya, andun pa din siya. So, I myself sold more than 50 tickets. Amelia designed the costumes herself. So, demonstrative. Ano yung mga example ng demonstrative? A demonstrative pronoun points out a specific person, place, thing, or idea. So, demonstrate. Okay, demonstrative. So, this, that, these, those. So, these are demonstrative pronouns. So, this, no, refers basically to singular subjects. So, these and those refers to plural subjects. Okay, interrogative or interrogate. So, an interrogative pronoun introduces a question. So, examples are what, which, who, whom, and whose. Okay, so, a relative, okay, introduces a subordinate clause. Ano yung subordinate clause? Okay, ang mga subordinate clause ay yun yung, malalaman yun na subordinate clause sila kasi meron silang mga relative pronouns like that, what, which, who, whom, and whose. So, kapag tinanong sa CS review, no, ano dito ang subordinate clause? No, subordinate clause meaning sila yung mga insertion and usually at the beginning, meron silang mga relative pronouns. So, which has two humps. Okay? And kapag tinanggal mo din siya sa sentence, no, parang wala naman din siyang bilang, di ba? So, kumbaga, in-insert lang din siya. But dito, Ray Charles is one of several blind performers who have had a number of hit recordings. Okay. Indefinite pronouns. So what are indefinite pronouns? So these refers to a person, place, or a thing that is not specifically named. So ang example niyan yung mga everyone, ano pa ba? And actually ito, no? Common indefinite pronoun. So please take note of this, no? Kailangan nyo siyang i-memorize nyo siya. Okay, pag sinabing indefinite, meaning not specifically named. So we use it, diba? Kung wala tayong ma-refer na specific. So nobody, none, no one, nothing. Okay, several, some. Okay. So questions so far? Questions, clarifications? Alright. Okay, so identify the type of pronoun, whether if it's personal, possessive, reflexive, intensive, demonstrative, relative, or interrogative. Okay, so sige, let's start. I'll give you 2 minutes again. All right, so please show your answers. Okay, kindly show your answers. So please don't be conscious if mali yung sagot nyo or not, no? We are still in a process of reviewing. Sige, can I see your answers? Okay, meron na bang sagot? Ayan. Okay. Ayan. So, thanks for your answer. So, the correct answers, ayan, she, personal, mine, possessive. Hindi natin na ano yung mine. Okay, hindi natin na ano yung possessive pronouns. Pero, ayun. Possessive pronouns, di ba? Mayroon ba akong example ng possessive pronouns? Okay, so, yun. An example of a possessive pronoun is mine. So, huwag kayo malito ha, kasi ito ay personal pronoun. Ano pa example ng possessive pronoun? Yan. Ours, hers. Okay, so himself, reflexive. Bakit siya naging reflexive? Okay, kasi yun nga una, no, pag tinanggal mo siya sa sentence, hindi naman siya mag-make sense. And of course, yung action of the verb. He did it all by himself. Yung action of the verb, di ba? Kumbaga bumalik sa subject yung action of the verb. Ito hindi naman Yung action of the verb, nauna-una yung herself doon sa action of the verb, which is the praise. So, kahit tanggalin mo to sa sentence, okay lang. So, number 4 is intensive pronoun or an intensifier. So, these are demonstrative, who, relative, okay, whom, interrogative. So, siguro naano kayo dito sa interrogative. Okay, anong ibig sabihin ng relative? Okay. So, hindi ibig sabihin na who, lalo na yung who na yan, madalas talaga yan. Yung who, nagiging relative pronoun siya if, yun nga part siya ng clause. Wait lang. Ayan. Introduces a subordinate clause. So, like for example, ito, interrogative siya kung syempre, 'di ba? Lalo na pag question yung construction ng sentence. Pero kapag nandito siya sa sentence and nag-introduce siya ng subordinate clause, ang who nagiging siya, relative. Okay? So, yun ang inyong tatandaan. Okay? Ang whom din, okay? Whom, kasi hindi naman siya naka-question form, 'di ba? But ang naging function niya is to introduce a subordinate clause. Saka lang siya nagiging interrogative. Okay? Definitely, pag ginamit siya into a question form. Okay, balikan natin. Ayan. If it introduces a question. If it introduces a question, it's interrogative. But if it introduces a subordinate clause, it becomes relative. Okay, so nagets ba? Please take note of that. I think kaya pa naman natin, no? Mamaya na tayo mag-break. Before I introduce, siguro sa verb, kasi medyo madami yung verb. Okay, later na-play ko yan. Ayan, sige, ano natin itong verb. Yung verb naman, ayan, ano ang mga verb forms? Medyo madami yung verb, pero ang gusto ko lang i-point out sa verbs yung sa main verb siguro. Mas madami kasi sa main verb. So sa main verb, meron siyang dalawang klase, di ba? Regular verb and irregular verb. Pag sinabing regular, these are the verbs that form their past participle with D or ED. No? These are called regular verbs. So, kapag sila ay transform into simple past and past participle, yung base form ay regular. So, accept, achieve, add, admire, these are regular verbs, no? Kagaya ng mga nouns kanina, no, it's not genuine actually, hindi siya automatic sa atin, no, na malalaman natin, no, na siya ay regular or irregular kasi hindi naman tayo native speaker. Pero one style nga is kung pwede ba siyang lagyan ng D or ED. So kung pwede siyang lagyan ng D or ED, regular verb siya. Ngayon, kung hindi siya pwedeng lagyan ng D or ED, siya ay irregular. So, ang irregular kasi ay meron siyang past, ang irregular verbs kasi ay wala siyang formula unlike regular. Ang irregular verbs, no, kailangan mo talagang aralin, no? It should be part of your vocabulary. Kung ano ang past simple at participle ng irregular verbs. Like for example, awake. No? So awake, hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin awakened. Okay? So kailangan alam mo talaga na ang kanyang past simple ay awoke at ang kanyang past participle ay awoken. Okay, so yung beat, okay, hindi mo siya pwedeng lagyan ng D or ED or hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin beated, di ba? Okay, so incorrect yon. So widen your vocabulary about irregular verbs, no? Magbasa kayo na magbasa ng content words, no? Specifically nouns and irregular verbs. All right, so let's proceed to this one, no? 20 rules of subject-verb agreement. Okay, so I hope ready na kayo, no? Subject-verb agreement. So may mga rules yung subject-verb agreement, no, na we have to take note of. The first is that siguro ang sa daming beses ko na itong nabanggit, naturo. Okay? Ito yung pinaka-importante, yung number 1. Subject and verb must agree in number. So basically, when you look at the sentence, i-identify mo muna, okay, ano yung subject dito? Okay? Ano ba yung usually mga subject? No? Subjects could be the topic of the sentence or they could be, okay, subjects, no? Hindi always, pero nouns, no? Look at the nouns, proper nouns, common nouns. They could be the subject. Okay? Pero hindi lagi, no? That's why subjects are, no, usually, di ba, at the beginning of a sentence. No, pero again, hindi lagi. Okay? But look at the subject, just look at the subject and then look somewhere in the sentence. Asan yung verb? So tama ba to? Okay? Basically, ganun lang siya. So kapag singular subject, ang gagamitin nyo ay singular verb. Pag plural subject, plural verb. Okay? And yung knowledge nyo sa noun, okay, kung alam nyo na ito ay countable, uncountable, abstract, proper, mas madali sa inyo ang subject-verb agreement. Okay, so cow is singular, so it demands a singular verb. Ducks is a plural subject, so it demands a plural verb. Okay, quack. Ano ibig sabihin ng... So basically, kapag plural subjects, okay, plural verb ang gagamitin. Meaning, aalisin mo lang yung wala siyang S. Kaya sabi ito, singular verbs have an S. Okay, pinapasimple lang natin, no? Hindi naman kailangan malaman talaga yung linguistic, explanation. Okay, singular, yes. Okay, so the verb has an S. So if it's not singular, then the S has to go. Okay, again, do not get confused by the words that come between the subject and verb. Okay, kaya nga sabi ko, hanapin lang ang subject at hanapin mo ang verb doon sa sentence. So, baka malito kayo, by the way, sa verb na sinasabi ko. Sa verb, no, meron tayong meron tayong dalawang form, may helping verb tsaka may mga main verb, okay? May tinatawag tayong helping verb and under niyan yung am, is, are. Okay, under niyan yung in linguistics we call it copula, copula B. Yung copula B natatransform siya into am, is, and are. So, kapag naging past tense siya, sila yung was, diba? Sila yung was, were. Okay, sila yon. So, ayan. Usually, yun yung grammatical side ng verb. Okay, so dito sa mga sentences, no, baka malito kayo, ano ba yung verb dito? Called ba? Hindi, no? Usually, they are the linking verbs, no? What are the linking verbs, diba? Is, diba? Is an example of a linking verb. So, yun ang ating, ang ating focus ngayon. Not the content, diba? Not the content verbs, kagaya ng regular and irregular, no? tingnan natin. So don't get confused by the words that come between the subject and the verb. So ano yung subject dito? Detective. So it demands a singular verb which is. Ito ay merong relative pronoun. So wag niyo yan siyang wag niyo yan siyang pansinin. Okay, there are also the prepositional phrases between the subject and the verb usually do not affect the agreement. So ano yung mga prepositional phrases? Prepositional phrases, no, yung may mga in, on. So may mga naka-insert na ganyang phrase. But then, again, just look for the subject, look for the verb, okay, and see if they are. Hello, sorry nawala ako, no? Okay, let me share my screen again. So just bear with me, no, kung mawala ako, mag-join lang ulit ako. Okay. Please give me a thumbs up if nakikita niyo na yung screen. Okay, thank you. So again, if a sentence starts with there or here, the subject will be placed after the verb. So ano yung verb dito? Yung is and are. Okay, so again, hanapin niyo pa din yung subject. Ang subject dito yung meeting, hindi yung there. Ang subject dito yung meeting. So ito ay a common noun. So singular, so is. Hanapin niyo dito yung subject, results. Okay, here are the results from this past month. Results, common noun din siya. So are, kasi may S. Alright, so subjects can come after the verb in question. So may mga question form tayo. So kapag question form, yung verb ay after the subject. So, okay, does Betty always play with dolls? So ano dito ang ano dito ang subject dito sa first sentence? Okay, sabi dito, subjects can come after the verb. Okay, so yan. How are the Bosco sticks today? So Bosco sticks, okay? Betty kasi yung subject sa first. So does, okay? Does kasi yung singular, diba? Pag in question form, do for plural subjects and does for singular subjects. So Bosco sticks, yan yung subject. So are ang gagamitin natin na verb. So if two subjects are joined by and, they typically require a plural verb. So kapag sa sentence may nakita kayong and, the puppy and the lady are friends. Okay? So yan. If they are joined by and, they require a plural verb. But if two subjects are separated by and, Okay, if two subjects are separated by and refer to the same thing, the verb is singular. So, ito, nakaka-confuse siya kasi in Philippine context, wala naman tayong term na spaghetti and meatballs eh. It's a very American, Western context. Their spaghetti and meatballs refer to one dish. Dito sa Philippines, hindi. Refers to two dish. Diba? Pag spaghetti, bonus, may meatballs pa. So, anong tawag dito? Meron tayong tinatawag na pair words. So, it's very cultural. No? Sa ibang bansa, magkakasama ito. 'Di ba? Truth and honesty is, okay, rice and curry is a favorite meal in India. Okay, ham and eggs, no? Sa atin, ham and eggs are, 'di ba? Pero sa ibang bansa, ham and eggs, no? So this is very cultural, and we just actually hope, no, that the civil service exam would be very careful about this, no? But in prescriptive grammar, no, usually is ito kasi pair word siya. So, you have to get knowledgeable about the pair words. Ano pa ba yung mga ibang pair words? Eggs and bacon, ham and eggs. Okay. Rice and curry. Okay, that usually go together and is considered as one. Okay, number 8, if both subjects are singular and connected by or, nor, ito na, or, nor, neither, nor. Actually, mapanggulo lang yan, okay? So, you have to be very careful. Kapag nor, neither, either, or, the verb is singular. Okay? So, Sally or Baba. So, madali tayong ma-confuse na dahil dalawa yung nandoon na subject. Okay, baka siya, plural. Pero hindi. Since it's joined by or, may nakita kayong or, neither, nor, not only, but also. Okay, singular verb, has. Sally or Baba has stolen the scarecrow. Okay, not only the guitar player, but also the drummer. Okay, not only the guitar player, but also the drummer was soaked with sweat. So, dito, dalawa yung nabanggit na nouns, diba? But, since merong not only and but also, gagamit tayo ng singular. Okay? Please take note of that. But, and if both subjects are plural, ito kasi ay singular, diba? Singular eh. Pero if both subjects are plural and connected by the words or, nor, neither, nor, or, nor, neither, nor, either, or, and not only but also, the verb is plural. So, cookies or brownies. So, they are plural subjects joined by or. We use plural verb, are. Cookies or brownies are. Pero kung singular yan, we use singular as well. Chair or chair, table, ganyan. Pag walang S, di ba? Number 10, if one subject is singular and one plural and are connected by the words or, nor, neither, nor, either, or, not only but also, use the subject that is nearest the verb. So here, kapag may nakita kayong either or, either my sisters or my mom, no? So baka malito kayo, bakit ba may plural tapos may singular? Ano yung gagamitin namin? And they are joined by either or. So the nearest verb. Use the subject that is nearest to the verb. So what is the subject nearest the verb? It's mom. So use singular. Not only but also the Smiths want some hamburgers for supper. So, pag may nakita kayong plural, tas may singular pa, joined by not only but also neither nor. Okay? Use the subject that is nearest the verb. So this one, since it's plural, we use plural verb. Walang S. Okay? So there are also units of measurement usually used as singular verb. So 6 gallons of paint was used. So ano itong mga units of measurement na to? So they are taken as one. Okay? 6 gallons of paint. Actually, ang pinaka-subject mo dyan, yung paint. So these are called quantifiers. Kino-quantify lang niya. Pero ang noun mo pa rin dyan ay paint. So it still was. $5 is too much for a cup of coffee. So in some cases, no, ito ay singular. Okay, collective nouns usually take a singular verb like the earth, the committee, the class. They take a singular verb. All right, so in some exceptions, no, if the subject noun is conceived of as one entity, no, if you conceive it as one entity, the verb carries the S. Okay? If the subject is felt to be more than one entity. Now, this is very descriptive na to. No? For example, our school team has won all its games. Okay? Pero the basic would be collective nouns usually take a singular verb. So title of books, movies, okay, they are treated as singular. Kahit pa may S yung proper noun na yon, we treat proper nouns, diba? Titles as singular. Okay? Two infinitives. Ano yung mga infinitives? Ito yung may mga to. To read, to walk. Okay? To run and to read are my two favorite free time activities. So, to run, to read, okay, they are taken as subjects. Okay, two subjects. So, they take plural verb. Okay, gerunds also. Gerunds are those ing words that becomes subject in a sentence or noun. For example, dancing is not something everyone can do as well as I can. So gerunds alone take a singular verb. Gerunds linked by end take a plural verb. So kapag nadagdagan pa ng isa, dancing and singing are, okay, my favorite hobbies. Alright, so if the words each, every, or no come before the subject, the verb is singular. So, each boy and girl. So, kapag they come before the subject, okay, they take singular verb like this one. Each boy and girl has to take the test kasi each nga. Every frog and toad turns into a prince. Okay, so, no paper and pen. Paper and pen is also pair word, no? No paper and pen is required. Okay, dancing and singing come naturally for me. Alright, so most indefinite pronouns take singular verbs. So ano nga ulit yung mga indefinite pronouns? Sila yung someone, anyone, no one, everyone. Okay, somebody, anybody, okay, something, anything, nothing, everything. So they take singular verb like everybody is happy. No one has a dime. Nothing was going to help. So please don't use plural verbs ha sa indefinite pronouns. Okay, so meron tayong several, mga words like several, others, many, few, both. So these take plural verb. Several need, a few have the right answer. Okay, so when the subject is all, any, more, most, none, okay, this is the only time you must look at the object of the prepositional. So, may mga makikita kayo, di ba? All of the chickens. San dito yung prepositional phrase? Yung of the chickens, of the milk. They are the prepositional phrase. So, you look at the noun head. Okay, of the chickens. Okay, so since plural yung noun doon sa prepositional phrase, we use plural verb. And since dito sa some of the milk, milk is a non-count noun. So again, non-count noun takes singular verb. So milk, okay, hindi siya plural. Singular ang milk. All right, so remember, only the subject, again, only the subject affects the verb. May mga troublesome cases, okay, like may mga common and proper nouns ending in S that you'd have to take note of, like new, series, missiles, physics, whales. These are proper nouns, but they still take a singular verb inflection. Okay, there are also what we call yan yung mga pair of trousers. Okay, kapag a pair of trousers, quantifier kasi to, 'di ba? So a pair of trousers is on the sofa. A pair, kaya siya singular. Pag sinabing this pair of shoes needs, okay, singular pa din siya. So we're talking about one pair. Todd's trousers are on the sofa. Okay, meaning madami siyang pants na nasa sofa. These shoes need new heels. So, may mga ganito tayo, quantifiers. Pair of 6 gallons of quantifiers. Please make sure lang na they are singular. Okay, here, a number of normally takes the plural, while the number of normally takes the singular. So here, a number of students have dropped that course. Kasi diba sa article, is used for vague, no, general. So it is, it takes plural. A number of students have dropped. And sa article din natin, yung the takes definite, specific, diba? Specific reference. So it takes is. The number of students in this school is 2,000. So these are troublesome cases, no, na pwede nating i-consider. Ito, fractions and percentages. Ayan, kagaya nung kanina pa rin. Take a singular verb. No, when modifying a non-count noun. And plural verb when we modify a plural noun. So for example, 1/2 of the toxic waste. Toxic waste, diba, is non-count. Waste is non-count. So we use has 50% of the toxic waste. So ano pa din to? Waste. Waste, dun pa din tayo sa main head ng preposition ng phrase. So has pa din to. For example, 2/3 of the students. Okay, students ang ginamit dito sa plural, so plural verb. 66% of the students, okay, are satisfied with the class. So please take note of that. Ayan. Ayan, ganun din dito sa, ayan, quantifiers, a lot of nonsense. So nonsense is an abstract and it takes singular. A lot of people. Okay, people is a plural noun, so we take a plural verb. All right, so any questions? So siya ay rules, no? So pag sinabi kasing rules, you have to, kailangan talaga, aware ka sa rules. Kasi, ngayon kasi ang discourse, diba, is that meron na tayong mga, yun nga, descriptive, no, Philippine English, na yung ating, pero ang susundin natin yung standard, which is yung mga rules na ito. Okay, so, choose the correct verb form. So, I'll give you 2 minutes for this. Okay, time's up. All right, thank you for your answer. So for number 1, the correct answer is R. So either John or his brothers. So ano yung nearest na subject? Ayan, so brothers is plural, okay? So the number of applicants. So balikan natin yung ano doon, rule doon sa mga number of. Okay, so the number of. Okay, so since the is definite. Okay, definite. Okay, we use singular has. Okay, the number of applicants has increased this year. Okay, each of the players blanked their best during the game. So each is always singular, 'di ba? Kasi indefinite each yung pronoun, indefinite pronoun. So each of the players tries their best during the game. Okay? So each pa din ha, okay, malito. And the committee, okay, so anong rule natin sa collective noun? Okay, balikan natin para sure tayo. Okay, they usually take what? A singular verb. Okay, committee, no, take singular verb. So ang sagot natin ay disagrees. And there, no? Okay, here, no, ano ang subject dito? Options, 'di ba? So there are several options. Tsaka may several na din siya, 'di ba? So or talaga ang sagot siya. Alright, so before we proceed, no, sige mag-break muna tayo ng 3 minutes. Okay lang ba? So you can grab a coffee or drink water. Okay, we still have ano pa. Alright, so I'll see you in 3 minutes.
Ma'am, sa sounds, baka tayo.
Ma'am, hello?
Please, gawa ko ng sounds, kaya
sige ma'am, ikaw na po. Okay po.
Ma'am Melay, pwedeng ikaw na?
Sige po.
Okay, ma'am.
Together like this, you instantly.
A mindfulness meditation. During this meditation, we will focus on being mindful, finding that point where you are completely aware of the now. Breathe in through the nose to a count of 4 and out to the count of 6. Whatever thoughts come and go in your mind at this point, simply observe them as if from a distance. See them as colored balloons, as separate from you, and let them go. Let them float away. You are present now. You are not controlled by your thoughts. you can acknowledge that they are simply that, thoughts. Be conscious of the beat of blood within you, of the rhythm of your breathing, the brush of clothing against your skin. Feel the surface on which you sit and how your body presses into it. Be aware of any scents that you can smell or colours you can see. Notice the detail in the sounds you are hearing. Feel the temperature of the space you are in. Spend some moments simply being aware of all that is within you and around you right now, in this very moment. This is what it is to be mindful.
Yan. Alright, so let's move on kasi parang makatapos tayo. So, I hope na nakapag-CR break kayo, no, kahit konti. Ayan. So, by the way, you can also, part of, yun nga, review tips talaga yung if may gusto kang kainin, no, or kainin habang nagre-review ka, no, okay lang yun. Yan. So, let's proceed to conjunctions. So, what is a conjunction? Pag sinabing conjunction, these are words that connect other words or group of words in a sentence. So, conjunctions connect two subjects, okay, two predicates or two sentences. Like, for example, gulls, puffins. Gulls and puffins, no, are seabirds. So, two subjects, two predicates, they swim, dive well. Okay, gulls soar, puffins swim gracefully. So, hindi kompleto yung sentence kapag wala siyang conjunction. Ayan, so conjunctions also connect other words in a sentence. So, conjunctions connector. So, there are different types of conjunctions. We have coordinating conjunctions. So, these are the fanboys. So we call them the fanboys. Fanboys. So fanboys are coordinating conjunctions. So F stands for for, A stands for and, N for nor, B for but, O or Y for yet, and S for so. So mnemonic device for you to memorize. Okay, so be careful not to mistake a preposition for a conjunction. So that's a very usual mistake. So, yan. So, ayan. So, common conjunctions ang yan. Fanboys, diba? So, and. And joins together. Okay, but shows contrast or shows positive joy. So, or, di ba, nor, di ba? Pag or, positive. Pag nor, negative choice. Okay, what else? Common conjunctions, yung for, to show reason. I wore my blue dress for everyone was dressing up. Nor shows negative choice, yet shows contrast, and so shows result. All right, so yung but and yet, no, they are both conjunctions that show contrast. Okay, so can you identify the conjunction in each of these sentences? Okay, in 2 minutes. Okay, can you show your answers now? Ayan. Ayan. So, or, and. Ayan. And pa din, but, and in. So, correct answer. How about the others? So, again, huwag kayo malilito. Like, sa number 2, baka may sumagot ng 4. Lagi yun ang tatandaan. Ano ba ang function ng conjunction, di ba? They connect two subjects. They connect two clause. Okay? They connect two complete sentences. Okay? So, kung hindi siya pasok doon, di ba? Hindi siya conjunction. So, yung for dito, hindi naman siya conjunction, no? May iba siyang function. So, after coordinating conjunction, subordinating. Ayun na. Subordinating. So, sometimes the ideas in two separate sentences are related. So, kanina sinasabi ko subordinate clause. Diba? So, subordinating conjunction, okay, will help show the relationship between the two sentences. Like, for example, sorry, medyo maliit tong ano. Also known as AWBs. So, kanina, fanboys for coordinating, for subordinating AWBs. Okay, after, although, as, when, while, until, because, before, if, and since. Okay, so they show relationship between two sentences. So, if a sentence begins with the subordinating conjunction, you must have a comma after the clause or a comma after the clause. However, when subordinating conjunction is in the middle of the sentence, there is no comma. So, for example, itong after, although, as, when, while, these are subordinating. So, ibig sabihin lang after, following, although, even though, as, no, it compares when at that time and while at the same time. So, after we eat, comma, we will go watch a movie. Okay? So, ito naman, kapag daw it's in the middle of a sentence, like this, although, there's no comma. Okay? I washed the clothes, although I forgot to put them in a dryer. Alright, so, ito ay, kagaya kanina, di ba, yung when, yung whom, sometimes they function, no, differently. So yung when dito, it's not an interrogative pronoun, it's a relative pronoun because it introduces what? A subordinate, 'di ba? A subordinate sentence or subordinate. Okay, so while we ate dinner, the band played. Okay, and other examples, until, because, before, awobis, until, because, before, if, and since. Can you identify the conjunction in each of these sentences? Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes again. Right, can you show your answers? And because, although, while, and as. So that's correct. All right. So there are also correlative conjunctions where the pairs of conjunctions work together to connect ideas. So both and, either or. So these are conjunctions, neither nor. So these are correlative conjunctions. So for example, this one, I'm not gonna make you answer this, diba? I want either or, both and neither nor. So that's how they go in a sentence. All right. So this one, I think masagutan niyo naman to, no? Sige, 2 minutes to answer this one. Right. Can you show now your answers? All right. Can you see your answers? All right. So coordinating, but, although, is subordinating, both and is correlative, nor. Okay, that's coordinating, nor. And subordinating yung unless. So that's correct. Okay, so adjectives and adverbs. So adjectives and adverbs, sometimes nako-confuse siya. So let's see the difference. So adjectives and adverbs, they both always appear in relation to some other word. So sometimes they act as what we call modifiers, meaning they modify another part of speech in the sentence. So for example, adjectives. Adjectives describe or modify a person or thing. And adjectives always also describe and modify noun, pronoun, and any other word or group of words playing the part of a noun. And the articles a and the, no, they also sometimes function as adjectives. Okay, so if a group of words containing a subject and verb acts as an adjective, it is called an adjective clause. I'm sorry. Alright, medyo technical lang yung term na to. So ito pa rin ay subordinating clause, pero specifically adjective clause kasi this one modifies the subject sister. Okay? So, huwag kayong malito. Okay? So, adjective phrase. If an adjective clause is stripped of its subject and verb, the resulting modifier becomes an adjective phrase. So, he is the man keeping my family in the poorhouse. So, ito kanina clause, tas naging phrase. 'Di ba? Dahil it's stripped of its subject and verb. Or basically, nawala lang yung who. Alright, so unlike adverbs, which often seem capable of popping up almost anywhere in a sentence. So, yung adjective, hindi lang siya nag-modify, describe, no? Saan siya nakaposition sa sentence. Ang adjective ay laging before the noun or the noun phrase that they modify. So, sometimes they also appear in a string of adjectives. Sometimes, iba may mga sunod-sunod na adjectives. Big, yellow, hard, ball. Okay, sometimes, meron silang set order according to category. So, next slide, mapag-uusapan natin yan. So, when indefinite pronouns such as something, someone, anybody are modified by an adjective, the adjective comes after the noun. So, for example, indefinite pronouns. Ano nga ulit ang ating mga indefinite pronouns? Diba? Anyone, okay, something. Okay. So, anyone is the subject and capable is the adjective. So, here, capable modifies anyone or it describes anyone. Horrible here describes something. No? It modifies the something. Okay. Someone nice. Okay. Something wicked. So basically, adjectives here modify the noun. Okay, so there are certain adjectives in combination with certain words. Okay, they are always post-positive coming after the thing that they modify. So the president-elect, the heir apparent, the New York proper. Sabi kasi adjectives, no, the usual, 'di ba? Adjectives come before noun, but there are cases na there are what we call post-positive adjectives that they come after a noun. President-elect, heir apparent, New York proper. Still, they are adjectives pa din, but post-positive. Alright, so adverbs, these are words that modify the verb. If adjectives modify noun, and they describe nouns or pronouns, no, anything that acts as a noun, adverb naman, they modify the verb. Okay, so adjective, nouns, adverb, verb. Okay, so he drove slowly. So drove, paano siya nag-drive? Slowly. So it describes the action of the verb. Okay, how did he drive? So an adjective, no, he drove a very fast car. Pero pag sinabi mong he drove a very fast car, okay, ano na to? Adjective na tong very. Okay, she moved quite slowly down the aisle. Okay, she moved quite slowly. And they are also, they come after, diba? They come after the verb. Sabi dito, as we will see, adverbs often tell when, where, why, or under what conditions something happens or happens. So, they frequently end in ly, but not everything, ha? Okay, however, many words and phrases not ending in ly serve an adverbial function. Sabi nga, hindi lahat ng nag-i-end ng ly ay adverb. No? Aalamin nyo kung ano yung function niya. Does it act as an adjective or adverb? Does it modify a noun or does it modify a verb? Yun lang yun. Para malaman nyo kung siya ay adjective or adverb. So for example, lovely, lonely, motherly, friendly, neighborly, no? Usually they are adjectives. That lovely woman lives in a friendly neighborhood. Okay, so ito ay hindi naman na masyadong, Mga phrases. Sabi dito, adverbs can modify adjectives. Okay, but an adjective cannot modify an adverb. Okay, so for example, the sentence, the student showed a really wonderful attitude. A really wonderful attitude. Really, as an adverb, modify the adjective wonderful. So sometimes adverb describe adjectives, no? But adjectives cannot do otherwise or cannot do vice versa. Okay? Like adjectives, adverbs can have comparative and superlative forms. So, ayan. So, hindi naman masyadong. Yun lang, I think, ang yan. Also be with emphasizers, they're really literally okay, they are what we call emphasizers and amplifiers. Okay. Medyo mandami yung adverb pero I believe kinds of adverbs, no, adverbs of manner, she moved slowly and spoke quietly. We also have adverbs of place, adverbs of frequency, adverbs of time, adverbs of purpose. So, let's see. So, saan ba ang mga position ng adverb, no? Sabi dito, one of the hallmarks of adverbs is that their ability to move around in a sentence. So, specifically adverbs of manner. Kaya na mapapansin nyo din minsan, no, lumalabas actually ito sa exam talaga. Correct daw. Ano yung correct? Actually, kung ano yung minamodify nung adverb. So, solemnly, kaya siya nasa harapan kasi no, minamodify niya yung buong sentence na ito. Solemnly, the minister addressed her congregation. Okay, the minister solemnly addressed her congregation. The minister addressed her congregation solemnly. Okay. Okay, the position of adverbs of frequency. Okay. Adverbs of frequency can be before the main verb, between the auxiliary meaning yung has and have, and the main verb. I have rarely. I always, no, before the verb used to. And okay, indefinite adverbs of time can appear either before the verb or between the auxiliary and the main verb. So he finally showed up. So she has recently retired. So basically, adverb modify verb, diba? So finally showed up, recently retired. So para mas simple siya. Okay, paano yung adverb order? So as a general principle, shorter adverbial phrases precede longer adverbial phrases regardless of the content. So in the following sentence, an adverb of time precedes an adverb of frequency because it is shorter and simpler. So, ito yung sentence. Dad takes a brisk walk before breakfast every day of his life. So, nauna yung adverb of time before breakfast kasi mas simple siya. Mas di pwedeng dad take a brisk walk every day of his life before breakfast. Okay? So, adverb of time, ano ba yung phrase na mas mas konti at mas simple? 'Di ba yung before breakfast kaysa doon sa everyday of his life. So, ganun yung kanyang order. Alright. So, wait. Kapit na tayo, konti na lang. So, kapit lang kayo dyan. So, second principle is among similar adverbial phrases, the more specific adverbial phrase comes first. So, the most specific. So my grandmother was born in Asod. So in Asod is an adverb of yan, place, in Asod, in a sod house, on the plains. So plains is more general. So mauna talaga yung mas specific, in a sod house. She promised to meet him for lunch next Tuesday. Okay, so sabi dito as well, bringing an adverbial modifier to the beginning of the sentence can place special emphasis on that modifier. So this is particularly useful with adverbs of manner. So slowly, ever so carefully, and occasionally, but only occasionally, kumbaga special emphasis. Kumbaga ito meron na kasing ever so carefully. Pero sometimes when we add another modifier, mas nalalagyan siya ng emphasis yung sentence. Alright, meron tayong mga tinatawag na mga misplaced modifier and sometimes lumalabas din siya sa exam. So, ano yung misplaced modifier? Ibig sabihin, hindi tama yung order niya doon sa sentence. So, modifiers can sometimes attach themselves to and thus modify words. Okay? Misplaced modifiers meaning they modify words that they ought not to modify. So, just be clear on what you want to modify. So, for example, they reported that Yusef Ballet, di ko alam kung anong pronunciation ito, a European rock star had died on the 6 o'clock news. Diba? Mali yung pagkakamodify nung sentence. Ayan niya, she only grew to be 4 feet tall when what she meant is she grew to be only 4 feet tall. So, kasi yung specifically adverb of manner, siya ay flexible saan siya pwede ilagay. Kaya very rampant ang mga misplaced modifier. Dapat pala yun ang in-exercise ko. Pero, sige, isasama ko na lang yun sa mock exam ninyo, yung mga misplaced modifier. So, for example, ito, identify whether the underlined word is an adjective or an adverb. Sige, I'll give you 2 minutes. Again, adjective, it describes a noun. It describes the subject, while adverb describes the verb. It modifies a verb. Okay, can we get the answers? All right, can I see your answers? The first one is what? An adverb. Okay? Number one is an adverb. Bakit? Adverb, again, bukod sa it modifies the verb, it can also modify an adjective, right? So she is a highly respected scientist. So highly here modifies the adjective respected. Okay? So huwag kayong malito. Adverb also modifies adjective. Okay? And also modifies verb. The sudden noise startled everyone. So the sudden, okay, it's an adjective. So bakit? It modifies the subject noise. The sudden noise. Nagets ba? Okay, so number 2 is an adjective. Okay, nakita ko nalito kayo dahil sagot nyo ay adverb. He performed exceedingly well. Okay, on the exam. So number 3 is still adverb. 1 is adverb, 2 is adjective, 3 is adverb, exceedingly well. Okay, na-modify niya ang adjective na well. Okay, how about here? Number 4, the car moved slowly through the traffic. So it's an adverb. Okay, moved slowly. Yung move na verb, no? Dinescribe siya nung adverb na slowly. And number 5 is an adjective. Her voice sounded beautifully clear. 5 is an adverb, sorry. Her voice sounded beautifully clear in the auditorium. 5 is an adverb. Okay, bakit naging adverb? Okay, her voice sounded clear. Clear kasi here is already what? Already an adjective. So, beautifully here functions as an adverb. Beautifully clear in the auditorium. So, please don't. Again, adverb modifies adjective. Okay, as well as verb. Alright, so number 2 is adjective talaga kasi the sudden noise. Very clear kung ano ang noun, di ba? Alright, so let's go to prepositions. So what are prepositions? So preposition is a word which shows the relationship between one thing and another. So it links nouns, pronouns, and phrases to other words. And the word or phrase that the preposition introduces is called the object of the sentence. So, meron mga narinig kayo na prepositional phrase. Okay, ano yung mga prepositional phrase? Sila yung wait lang ha. Okay, makikita na ba to? Okay, parang malabo. Ayun. Okay, what can prepositions tell you? So it may tell you where a thing is in relation to something else. It may tell you where a thing is in relation to something else. So the juicy red apple was on the book. Okay? It may tell you when something is in relation to another event. Okay? And it can also tell you the position of something, like beside. Okay? Always in relation to something else. It could also tell you the direction of something. Okay? Like along. And other prepositions. Yeah, ito yung mga prepositions. No? Before, behind, from, beneath, across, below, throughout, with. Alright, so choosing prepositions. So make sure that you choose a preposition which is appropriate. Okay? And also check if it makes sense in the sentence. Try to think of alternatives that may be more interesting, but it doesn't have to change the meaning. And ayan, you can sometimes begin with a sentence with preposition. So without fear, without is a preposition. Under the four-poster bed. Inside. Okay? Along. Okay, so ayan. sabihin nyo lang dito kung may error ba sa sentence. Ay, sorry, nakakonect pala. Naka-mute ako, sorry. So, first one, again, tama naman, no? She is married with, tama yung number 1, ha? She's married with 3 children. Meron siyang 3 anak. Okay, number 2, mali. And hello, narinig na ba ako?
Yes po.
Alright, thanks. Okay, so they have been, number 2, it could have been, they have been waiting for 2 hours. And 3, he succeeded in passing the exam. And I'm looking forward for your reply. So I'm looking forward, instead of saying looking forward for your reply, we say I'm looking forward to your reply. And she is interested not at, kasi specific na dapat to at learning, but instead we can say she is interested in learning new languages. So just have to, ito kasi ay function word. Anong ibig sabihin ng function word? Meaning, ang kanyang gamit ay depende talaga sa context. Okay? So, since wag din kayong mag-alala dahil hindi naman tayo lahat dito ay native speakers, so actually common cause of concern talaga ang preposition. Alright, so you can instead, what you have to do is to familiarize yourself with the different functions, no? Kailan ginagamit ang before, behind, from, beneath, and also always consider what is the relationship of the preposition to other contexts in the sentence. Okay, so, and also if nagme-make sense ba siya, okay, doon sa sentence. Alright, so those are just some strategies. So more of it, will come lalabas siya sa inyong online mock exam. Alright, thank you for that. Now we move on to vocabulary. Meron ba kayong question? Bago tayo mag-move sa next content kasi alas 11 na pala. So medyo madami lang talaga yung grammar. So but ang tip ko sa inyo is mag-drills talaga kayo. Ano yung drills? That madami ngayong available na grammar drills. Kasi since rule siya, kailangan pa ulit-ulit nyo siyang na-encounter para na-apply nyo at na-apply nyo talaga ng paulit-ulit ang mga rules. So ang mga nilagay ko dito ay 5 items lang. Pero for you to actually master the rules, you have to help yourself sa mga grammar drills. Okay? Naintindihan ba? Please give me a thumbs up if pwede na tayo mag-proceed. Alright, so we now proceed to vocabulary. So very quick na lang itong dalawang natitira, no? So alright. So do you see my screen? Please give me a thumbs up if you see my screen. All right. So in learning vocabulary, so usually we talk about synonym and antonym, the context clues, what are the commonly misspelled words, or the commonly misused words, and some analogy. So actually, ano na rin siya eh. Kapag titingnan nyo yung isang word at hindi nyo alam yung isang word, hanapin nyo kung anong synonym niya. Okay, hanapin nyo rin kung anong antonym niya and kung ano pa yung context clues na meron dun sa sentence. Tama ba ang spelling? Tama ba ang pagkakagamit? No? Hanap din kayo ng analogy. No? Basically, ito ay reviewer points. Okay? Na kapag may nakita kayo na words na hindi nyo alam as you have your drills on your own, you can look for the synonym, antonym, context clues, the spelling, and the use of each word. All right, so when we say synonym, so a synonym is a word or phrase that has the same or nearly the same meaning as another word in the same language. Okay, so pag synonym, similar. Okay, ganun. Same. Synonym, same. Same meaning. Antonym, opposite. Or contrast. Antonyms are used to contrast ideas, concepts, or quality. Like for example, ambiguous. Okay, can you help me out finding the synonym for ambiguous? No, we can use your chat box. Okay, anyone? No, just type in. No, any. So some ambiguous. Okay lang, no? You can actually, look sa Google. Kung hindi nyo talaga alam na for now ang meaning ng ambiguous. Ano ang synonym ng ambiguous, no? Vague. Yan. Vague, unclear. Ano naman ang antonym, no? Binigay na rin ng iba, no? Antonym is concise, clear, specific. Alright. So it could be, ambiguous could be uncertain or unclear. Antonym could be clear. How about tenacious? tenacious. Okay, firm. Okay. Tight, firm. All right. So when someone is characterized by being, by tenacity or tenacious, di ba? He is a tenacious person. So tenacious is actually an adjective. I'm actually giving context clues right now, pero dapat mamaya pa yun. Yun, tenacious. So when we say tenacious means persistent, no, synonym niya would be persistent, antonym would be surrendering or giving up or easily giving up. Okay, that's tenacious. How about prolific? Like she is a prolific writer or she is a prolific scientist. Can you give a synonym, antonym based on what you've heard? She is a prolific scientist, a prolific singer. So it's also an adjective. Okay, productive. Okay. Ayan. So, productive. Ayan. Antonym is barren or unproductive. Okay, so how about ephemeral? Ephemeral. So this is example, an ephemeral concept. All right. So it means transient. Synonym, ano yung ephemeral transient? Meaning, yan, transient, and it could, antonym would be permanent. Transient meaning nababago, like very fast changing, short-lived, long-lived. And so, how about analogy? Analogy naman, no, when you don't know a word, you can practice vocabulary using analogy. So analogy is a comparison between two things that are alike in some way, and it's used to explain or clarify an idea by showing how it is similar to something else that is more familiar. So we use analogy so we can understand more the concept by, hindi siya actually antonym synonym eh. Okay, but it's about two things that are alike in some way or showing how similar it is to something else. Like for example, choose the word that completes each analogy. So marathon is to endurance, as sprint is to din yun yung part of speech. So kung ang marathon ang item, it is a noun. Definitely dapat noun din yung kanyang katulad. What is the answer? Alright, so some says speed. Siyempre wala na yung distance tsaka quickness. Diba? Marathon is to endurance, as sprint is to agility. Okay? Sprint is to agility. Next, judge is to courtroom as referee is to. So courtroom, ayan, since courtroom ito, so ang hiningi definitely would be a place, a venue, 'di ba? So, alisin nyo na, no? Sa exam, mag-ano kayo lagi, magka-cancel out. No? So, nagka-cancel out kayo ng hindi na kasama talaga doon. So, para ma-narrow down yung choices niyo. Okay, so ano yung mga na-cancel out? Courtroom, 'di ba? Venue siya. So, ang hinahanap din definitely is a venue. So, ano dyan yung pinaka maanong sagot? Okay, the correct is what? Okay, medyo cultural din to, pero the correct answer is stadium. Okay, judge is to courtroom as referee is to stadium. And next, telescope is to astronomy as microscope is to. So astronomy, kung ang binigay na example na astronomy, ano ba ito? Subject, 'di ba? So ano din yung tama? Ano din yung tamang sagot dito? Microscope is to, yan, biology. Pwede din chemistry, yeah, pero ang usual answer dito ay biology. No, telescope is to astronomy as microscope is to biology. Sa mga cells, 'di ba? So we also have context clues. So context clues are hints or information that the reader can use to understand the meaning. So kapag hindi niyo talaga alam kung ano yung meaning ng word na iyon, you can look for hints dun mismo sa sentences. Okay? So minsan, ang isang sentence ay nagbibigay na yan agad ng definition or explanation. So the meaning of the word or phrase is directly explained nearby. Meaning, nandun lang yung sa sentence. Kumbaga, yan, in-examplean ka na ng ano. Also, yung mga vague words din, meron din siyang mga example. An example, okay, they illustrate the meaning of the word or phrase given. So also doon din sa context sa sentence, hanapin mo saan doon ang anong synonym ng word na yon, hanapin mo yung antonym. Okay, also inference, meaning you're just making an educated guess. So for example, she felt a sense of ennui as she stared out the window on a rainy afternoon. So anong context ang yan? Ennui. She felt a sense of ennui as she stared out the window on a rainy afternoon. Alright, so ano yung mga context clues given dito? She felt a sense of ennui as she stared out the window on a rainy afternoon. Diba? Ang daming context given dito. Rainy afternoon, a sense. So ano kaya ito? No? So can you give a definition or even a synonym or a word that is near the term ennui? Dissatisfaction, okay, despair, sometimes sadness, loneliness, okay. So look at the context clues. The new restaurant boasted a myriad of flavors from around the world. Okay, boasted a myriad of flavors from around the world. Okay, can you give at least a synonym of this word? No, ganun lang naman siya. Kumbaga hahanap ka lang talaga ng clues doon sa mga sentence. Doon na binigay na ng sentence. What is the meaning of myriad? Okay, can you chat your answers, all of you?
Pulchritudinous.
Okay, unlimited variety, no? So yung context dun from flavors from around the world. Next, pulchritudinous. So it's pronounced like this.
Pulchritudinous.
Okay, pulchritudinous. The pulchritudinous painting attracted the attention of everyone in the gallery. Okay, so yung pulchritude, anong ibig sabihin? So ano yung mga context clues na nandito? Attracted the attention. So if a painting is pulchritudinous, ano ang kanyang ibig sabihin? Beautiful, okay? So ganun siya, no? So kapag pag may naisip ko yung synonym, tas hanapin nyo na lang doon kung anong pinakamalapit. Okay? So, pwede kasi na, hindi yun yung maisip, hindi tamang sagot yung maisip nyo. Pero yung naisip nyo ng pinakamalapit, yun ang pipiliin nyo sa question. So, he was a true paragon of virtue, always putting others' needs before his own. What is paragon? When someone calls you a true paragon of virtue. Pinakamalapit na maiisip nyo. Model. So that's correct. Model of virtue. Ano pa? Tama yan, ideal. Okay, so how about her avarice for wealth drove her to pursue business opportunities relentlessly. Her avarice for wealth. Avarice here means, just use the rest of the sentence as your clue. Her greed. Extreme greed. All right, her avarice, no? How about his garrulous nature? His garrulous nature made him popular at parties where he could chat endlessly with anyone. Actually, this one, use explanation. Na-explain niya na kung anong ibig sabihin ng garrulous, chatting endlessly with anyone. Talkative, okay? Tapos yung talkative, baka hindi yan yung nasa choices. Yung pinakamalapit sa talkative ang iyong gamitin. The politician's mendacious statements. Babbling, pwede din, no? The politician's mendacious statements were quickly exposed by the media. Or mendacious. Mendacious statements. Dishonest. Alright. Okay, so okay, ngayon naman ay i-spelling nyo yung dapat na dito. So these are the words often misspelled. Okay, tama ba yung spelling ko ng misspelled dito? Okay, so these are words often misspelled. Okay, so believe. Okay, paano ba dapat ang believe? Sige nga pa, spell. Pa-spell na lang, no? Believe. Okay, so that's a common. Occurred. What is the correct word for correct spelling of occurred? Okay. Occurred. What is the correct spelling for this? Okay, so siya dapat ay double R, occurred. Okay, separate. Ayan. Alright, separate. How about this? Ayan, receive. May E ha, may E. Beginning. Okay, isa lang yung G, dalawa yung N. Beginning. Okay? How about this? Surprise. Okay, nawala yung R, naging surprise na. Surprise. Okay. So usually ang mga commonly misspelled words ay yung may mga nauulit kasi may psychological siya, justification na yung mga nauulit ay hindi na natin inuulit, no? So sa mata natin, isa na lang siya, no? But we have to be very careful. So accommodate. Actually, for example, may magkasunod na the sa sentence, hindi mo na siya mapapansin. Pag binasa mo siya the, isa pa rin ang tingin mo sa the. Okay, same with the spelling. And accommodate is double M. So what are the words often confused and misused? Anong ibig sabihin ng confused and misused? Tama ang spelling pero mali ang use niya. Okay, so you have to identify the words often confused and misused and to use words often confused and misused in a sentence effectively. Number one, napakadami nito. So, madami pa actually, no? Like accede and exceed. Okay? Accept and accept. Now, the thing here is you always have to identify saang part of speech siya, anong grammatical category niya. Okay? Accept, di ba? Accept and accept, access and excess. Access is a noun, excess is an adjective. Okay, adapt, adept, adopt. Okay, so adapt is a verb. Okay, to our adult learners skilled and proficient. Advice and advice, yan. Affect, effect. Okay, that before you use it sa isang sentence, na make sure na tama, no? Grammatical category, is it an adjective or a noun, an adverb? Okay, very important. Allude, elude. Alternate and alternative. So for example, alternate. Jack Smith has agreed to serve as my alternate on the budget committee, not alternative. An alternate is to change from one to another repeatedly or one that substitute for another. So ang alternative naman is a choice between two or among several. So we were left with only two alternatives. Alternate meaning nagpapalitan, kumbaga substitute. Appraise, apprise, okay, and madami pa to, no? So this is also a content kasi word, content word. So it takes intentionality in your part to know, no, ano ba yung mga often misused, confused words. Okay? Again, pag sinabing content words, hindi siya nadadaan sa rule. Okay? Hindi siya nadadaan sa rule. Unlike SVA, unlike subject-verb agreement, na may rule lang, alam mo na yung gagawin. Pero pag content word, you have to memorize, you have to be intentional in knowing how to use it. No, widen your vocabulary in the following misuse confused words. So, ayan. Madami naman ito no, sa mga reviewer. So, just please, kasi to 111 to eh, na often 111. Ito, yung who and whom, di ba? So, who again is a pronoun. Okay, na interrogative siya if introduces a question, and siya ay relative if it introduces a subordinate clause. So here, relative pronoun siya kasi it introduces what? A subordinate clause. And whom naman is, ganun din siya, okay, pero in this sentence, it's a direct object or an object of a preposition. Right. Whose, and your. All right. So what else? Okay pa ba kayo? Do you have questions? Questions so far? All right. Malapit na tayong matapos, no? Let's go to reading comprehension. So for reading comprehension, I'm just going to give I'm just going to give some strategies on how you can may paragraph organization pa pala tayo. Ayan, so paragraph organization. So very important din kasi prerequisite siya ng reading comprehension. So kung hindi nyo naiintindihan kung ano ang mga main ideas, 'di ba? Sa isang paragraph, hindi nyo masasagutan yung reading comprehension exam. So basically, when we say paragraph organization is you have the ability to know, or you have the ability to know or to find the big ideas in a paragraph, diba? Kasi when you are reading paragraphs and passages, can you answer the question, what's the big idea? So if you can see the big picture, you will miss what's most important in your tests, diba? In the items, diba? So if you miss the big idea, you will waste time remembering what are the minor ideas and what are the supporting ideas. So somehow this session would give you some strategies to help you recognize the important parts of a paragraph. So this will also help you in studying as well in preparing for your exams, like the civil service exam. Okay, so these are the essential parts in paragraph. So we always have the topic, yung main topic, what are the main ideas to reinforce the topic, and what are the supporting details. Okay, so yun nga, every paragraph is about something, diba? So the topic or the subject is what the paragraph tells about. So every paragraph also needs main idea. So main ideas, no, these are the general and most important idea that the paragraph discusses about the topic. So most authors, not even non-fiction material textbooks, no, they always state their main ideas, no, but they don't always, no, state actually eh. Sometimes implied lang siya. It's unstated. Okay? But pag implied or unstated, ang mangyayari is hanapin nyo yung mga supporting details. Because supporting details, these are sentences that prove, support, or give more information about the main idea. So, normally, when writing, okay, we begin by mentioning the thing that we are going to tell about. Okay, so pag nagsusulat tayo, we begin by mentioning the thing that we are going to tell about. Therefore, the topic is often, again, often, but not always, the subject of the first sentence of the paragraph. Okay, so remember that subjects of sentences are nouns. Topics of paragraphs are also nouns. So it's actually an easy thing to find. So look there first for the topic. Also, when writing a paragraph, we tend to repeat the subject at least a few times. So we may not use the exact words each time. Okay, instead, we actually use other nouns or pronouns to refer to our subject. Diba? So, for example, when we are writing about PUP, diba, we don't say Polytechnic University of the Philippines, but PUP, PUP, PUP. So, look for a word or phrase that is frequently repeated or referred to. And finally ask, what do all sentences in the paragraph deal with? So, and so let's practice with finding a topic. So I'll give you time to read this for the next slides. Okay, so can you give me a thumbs up if no? By the way, sa civil service, no, usually actually sa licensure examination then, parang you're only given maximum 1 minute per item. So if you can really read shorter than that, the better. All right, what could be the topic? Okay, so click on the best topic. So is it kids? Okay, is it TV watching? Is it TV violence? Is it real life violence? So this one is X. Okay, let's say TV violence. So this is the correct. The topic TV violence is mentioned in the first sentence and is repeated throughout the paragraph. Okay, so ayan. So makikita nyo naman na siya ay nauulit-ulit din, and ayan. So you may find that identifying a topic isn't always so easy. But these are some variation, because sometimes the topic is not the subject of the first sentence, and sometimes the topic is also not repeated, and there are also cases where yun nga yung dalawa na yan wala talaga siya. So if the first two strategies don't help, okay, here are some steps to take, no? So look at the nouns within the paragraph. Okay, and then ask what general term includes all or most of them, because the general noun is probably the topic. Okay, so the general noun is probably the topic. So let's say, for example, this one. When reading this paragraph, you will see that the subject of the first sentence is police officers, right? And the word police also appears once more, diba, in sentence number 4. However, you can tell that police, the term police, is not the focus of the full paragraph, because the second sentence seems to be dealing with judges. So the judges is also repeated in sentence number 4. But yun nga, but the whole paragraph isn't about judges, no? Sentence number 3 introduces government officials, but they are not the focus of all the paragraph. And the fourth sentence has citizens as its subject. So what do you do when the subject of the first sentence is not the topic of the whole paragraph, and when a repeated word or phrase is not presented to suggest a topic? Okay, so again, you look for the nouns to see what would be the general term for them. Okay, what noun suggests the general idea in the paragraph? I'll give you okay, so ano pa? Context clues lang rin ang gagamitin nyo dito. So, ano pa dyan? Can you, in one word, give me, ano yung pinaka-general idea? Give me one noun that would give the general idea of this paragraph. Try lang. Police officers complain that they arrest perpetrators who are soon let out on the street. Judges argue that they are bound by laws that force them to free defendants, some of whom may be guilty as charged on technicalities. Government officials worry that they don't have the funds or space to construct new prisons. In addition, many citizens claim that either the police, the judges, or the government, or all of the above are not doing their jobs. Clearly, the way the huge problem of crime is being handled angers and frustrates many segments of our society. So, meron na tayong clue eh. Meron na tayong mga police officer, government officials. So, yun, tama, no? It's a problem of crime. Okay, so, see the nouns highlighted here, diba? So, which noun seems to be the general term that all the others related to? So the answer is crime. So the topic of the paragraph is crime. Okay, so besides the noun, some other words that help are arrest. Okay, in sentence 1, my arrest. In sentence 2, my word guilty. So these also suggest and reinforce the topic, the overall topic, crime. Okay, so ayan. So remember the strategies, no? Use first. F is for the subject of the first sentence. R is for a repeated word or phrase. And ST means that all sentences deal with the same thing. Okay, so yan, first, no? Ano yung the topic or the main idea can be at the first sentence, or yung topic na ulit-ulit siya all throughout the paragraph. Then meron ding meron din naman kung in cases, no, in most cases actually, no, meron lang isang topic, no, na implied and unstated doon. So again, remember that every paragraph is about something, okay? And we call that something the topic. So once you can decide on a topic, it is easier to discover the author's main idea. So there are other names for main idea. So it's also called controlling idea, central thought, it's a gist. So when talking about a passage, essay, or long article, we usually call the main idea the thesis. So the main idea may be stated or unstated, meaning that's maybe implied. If the main idea is stated, it is expressed in the topic sentence. All right, so read these tips for finding main ideas. Again, the most common place to find the stated main idea is in the first sentence of a paragraph. The second most common place for a stated main idea is in the last sentence, of a text. A topic sentence is general or summary statement, and a brief statement that ends in, a plural noun may be used as a topic sentence. So, just few suggestions. Okay, so make notes about them. All right, so which of the following could be good topic sentences? Okay, sige nga. Meron dyang 4 correct answers, no? Just tell me the letter. Sige, 2 minutes. A, C, D, and F. A, C, D, and F. Okay. Okay. How about the others? Ayan, sige. Dahil meron tayong sinusunod na time, yan, proceed na tayo. Okay. Ayan, wait lang. Okay, how about A? Yan, so tama naman, no? This sentence is general, no, and suggests that specific reasons will be given as supporting details. Okay, and it ends in the plural noun reason. Okay, yung B kaya, okay, yung B is, no, the statement is too specific, no? It mentions a specific number of students. So, B is now actually, it could be a supporting detail more than a main topic. How about C? C is general and suggests that specific effects of smoking will be given as details to support it. And the sentence ends with the plural effects. Letter D. Statement. The statement indicates that some specific precautions against burglars will be listed and will be discussed with supporting details, and it also ends with the plural word precautions. Itong second, definitely hindi kasi parang nagbigay na siya ng detail. This appears to be a specific detail. So the sentence ends with the plural word note. quotes, but that is not always the proof that the sentence is a general one. Last would be, okay. Thus, this statement mentions steps and indicates that the paragraph that includes it will provide specific steps. And it ends with the plural word steps. All right, so actually, a topic sentence may be thought of as an umbrella statement, and the other sentences in the paragraph are covered by it. So it is a broader, more general statement than the others. So that's the topic sentence. Okay, so a sample paragraph where the topic sentence is highlighted. So notice that the first sentence is the topic sentence. So how do we know that? Again, first of all, the topic of the paragraph is the highest cost of college. Right? The first sentence has the plural word problems, and all of the details name the specific problems caused by the high cost of college. And you can see too that the second sentence has a clue that it's a detail for, with quotation mark, for one thing. And the next sentence also has the term also, and the final sentence begins with the term finally. So ayan siya. Ayan. So I'm not going to practice anymore, so I've given you some tips, but those are how to find, How about for recognizing an implied main idea? So yung mga nabanggit kanina, sila ay stated, okay? So remember that an implied main idea is not stated. So that means there is no topic sentence provided by the author. So he or she is letting you as the reader decide what the main idea is. So generally, you have to take note of the following. Okay, so read the entire paragraph, decide what the topic is, and ask yourself what is the general idea that all sentences seem to support. Kagaya kanina actually, yung ginawa natin sa crime. So mentally compose a sentence that seems to summarize all of the paragraph, then choose the base paraphrase of that sentence. So main idea should be a complete sentence. It include the topic of the paragraph and avoid the specific details. Okay, meron ditong implied idea. So, I want you to create one statement that would say to me that this is the implied main idea of the paragraph. One sentence lang. Kaya ba ba? Ayan, medyo malapit tayo matapos. Alright, let's see some examples. Ayan. Ano kaya dito pwede? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Tingnan natin yung 4. College students must spend much time doing everything. So good, no? This is the best main idea statement. Many time-consuming tasks are mentioned as being requirements for college students, attending classes, taking notes, reading textbooks, doing homework, studying exams, writing essays, and doing research. Okay, so just a quick review. Okay, true or false lang. True or false, all sentences in a paragraph must have something to do with the topic. Okay, so that's correct. How about another name for a main idea is a controlling idea? Is it true or false? Sige. Number 2. So, is it true? Yes, no, it's also called the controlling idea, central thought, or gist. Sorry, mali. Every paragraph must have a topic sentence. Number 3. Okay, so let's say false. Sabi nila false. Okay, so that's correct. Hindi naman kailangan. Okay. Ay, ano ba yan? A contrast word in the second sentence may help the reader in selecting the topic sentence. Number 4. True. Okay, so right, if the second sentence uses a contrast term and it indicates that the author is contradicting, not supporting. Okay, no? And last na, no, before we go, the main idea of a longer passage is often called a thesis. Sabi ni false. False daw. Sige. Okay. So the main idea of an essay or long article is usually called, yes, the thesis. Okay? It's a thesis. Kapag long passage siya. Diba? Alam ko lahat ng mga kayo dito ng thesis. Ayan. So, that would be it. No? So, for your mock exam, no, I'll be giving a 30-item quiz, no, for grammar, vocabulary, and paragraph organization to the alumni office, no, for you to practice your exam. So thank you guys, no, and can you all give yourselves a big round of applause for participating sa ating kahit madami siya. Thank you, Miss Jane.
Okay, so maraming salamat, Ma'am Melay. So, to award the certificate, wait lang po, let me read the certificate. Nawala. Wait lang po, biglang nawala yung certificate ko na babasahin. Then, ulitin ka. Ayun. Okay, let me read the certificate of appreciation. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Professor Melanie J. Reyes, College of Education, in grateful acknowledgement and her engagement and insightful academic contribution as online career service examination course reviewer, imparting unparalleled knowledge and expertise in the area of specialization verbal ability English during the conduct of online career service examination course and class held on July 7, 2024 via Zoom video conferencing platform and live in Facebook live stream. Signed, Engineer Florinda H. Oquindo, Director, Alumni Relation and Career Development Office. As a Professor Elmer M. Soriano, Dean College of Political Science and Public Administration, Tomas O. Testor, Master in Public Administration, Vice President for Students Affairs and Services. So again, ma'am, maraming salamat po sa pagpapaunlak natin sa ating mga kais ko at kais ka na nandito ngayon. So guys, a little announcement po. Yung panghapon daw po nating klase mamaya ay mamumove natin next week ng umaga. Yung Philippine Consti under at Miss or Professor Villarosa. So meron tayong additional speaker at wala tayong session mamayang hapon. May konting emergency lang po ang ating speaker. Okay, so marami ba kayong natutunan? Pa-heart naman. Ayan. Okay. Sa ating mga nasa stream participants naman, syempre, di ba, pa-like na po dun sa ating live ngayon para kay Miss Melay. So, ma'am, actually, may mga nakikinig po sa atin sa ating Facebook Live, sa ating PUP Career Center Facebook page. At syempre, bukod sa nakikinig, meron na ring mga nag-share. Okay, nakashare na rin po ang lecture natin today. So, again, maraming salamat po, Miss Melay. Maraming salamat sa inyong mga kaisko at kaiska. And I hope to see you soon. Siguro, next week, meron ulit tayong event. Ibang ano naman, Pilipino naman po siya. Ngayon, English tayo. Next week, Pilipino naman po. Siyempre, ang civil service po is, ang verbal ability is not just composed of English, meron din pong Filipino side. So, meron po tayong speaker and reviewer mula sa Department of Pinipilohiya. So, sa College of Arts and Letters po. So, sila naman po magle-lecture sa atin next week kasama yung ibang mga co-faculty namin from the College of Political Science and Public Administration. So, again, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat and I hope same link pa rin po ang gagamitin natin next week. Okay po? So, sa lahat ng gustong pumasok, same link, we'll be using the same link para po sa ating review class. Okay, so maraming salamat Miss Melay, maraming salamat mga kaisko at kaiska. At ito na po ang ating PUP hymn. Again, this is Professor Jane S. Pulma of the Alumni Relation and Career Development Office signing off. I hope makatulong lahat ng natutunan nyo ng dalawang Sabado na ito sa inyong quest para makapasa sa civil service examination at makakuha ng eligibility para makapagtrabaho sa inyong pangarap na trabaho, ang trabaho sa government service. Okay? Ito na po ang ating PUP hymn. Ipapadala ko po ang inyong certificate sa office nyo na lang po or i-message ko po kayo, ha?
Amen.